Amandla. Wathinta abafazi. Uza kufa finish and clear. Malibongwe. Igama lamakhosikazi. Long live the African National Congress, long live. Long live the undying spirit of Mama Sisulu, long live. Amandla. Representatives of the Sisulu family represented here by the grandchildren. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion and for delivering a message on this special day of the anniversary of our stalwart, our mother, our hero. National Chair of the ANC, Comrade Mandashe, the President and the Deputy President are not here because the President is going to BRICS as of today. The Deputy President is engaged in other commitments of the organization and the second, the DSG and the TG as well. So we are here and together with the ANC First Deputy Secretary General, Comrade Nomvula Mukonyani, ANC PC members present here, led by the Provincial Chairperson, Comrade Panyaza Lisufi, members of the Regional Executive Committee of Greater Johannesburg, comrades, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and members and ladies and gentlemen of the media gathered here today. Comrades, we are gathered here today to remember and honor a loyal servant of the people to the end, Mama Albertina Nontsigelelo Sisulu, the daughter of Bonilizwe and Monigazi Tetiwe. Mama Albertina was one of the towering giants of our struggle, of whom it could be said that she was the embodiment of the historic values of the African National Congress. We are here to recall the inspirational life around whom generations of cadres could associate as their own kin. And for that reason, she deservedly wore the crown of Mother of the Nation on her head. Mama Sisulu, as she was affectionately known, belonged to a generation whose mantra was freedom in our lifetime, freedom or death. Mama Sisulu belonged to a generation of freedom fighters, whose only goal was to see the freedom and socio-economic upliftment of all the masses of our people. To her and her generation, there was no need to take an oath of loyalty to the African National Congress, because they voluntarily picked up the spear when even beyond the horizon, there was no ray of hope of material gain. Her humility underpinned their single-mindedness to serve our people, relentlessly even on the face of danger to a person and a family. As a result, she enjoyed a life without her husband, Walter Sisulu, whom alongside other Rivonia trialists were given life sentences and hauled into the harsh conditions of Robben Island. As the class of 2024 matriculants start their exams today around the country, they can take inspiration from Mama Sisulu, who excelled at school to the extent that she won a 4-year high school scholarship to study at Mariazell College. Today, as we face a number of challenges, both as the ANC and as a country, it is important that we pause and reflect on this profoundly inspirational life from the humble beginnings of Tsomo in the Eastern Cape. As the ANC will continue to draw inspiration from her life as we seek to rebuild the organization premised on the renewal agenda we have set for ourselves. In a name, we'll continue to consolidate the gains of 3 decades of freedom and democracy. In a name, we will tell no lies and claim no easy victories, and only submit to the truth about the record of national transformation whilst admitting our failings. Equally determined to correct our missteps and accelerate delivering services to our people in order to ensure that a better life for all becomes a lived reality. We tell no lies when we say that the ANC has exceedingly transformed South Africa from the ruins of an economy that was designed to cater for a minority. But we are the first to admit that the pressing challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality require that we find new ways to aggressively drive transformation and reignite hope for our people. And as we do so, we must redouble our efforts to decisively exercise our determination against corruption and malfeasance in all its manifestations. We continue to make strides towards the rebuilding and renewal of the ANC in the glorious mold of integrity that was synonymous with the generation of Mama Sisulu. This weekend, comrades, we'll convene a special National Executive Committee of the ANC. This National Executive Committee will focus on 2 things. The first issue will be to finalize terms of reference of the Integrity Commission and to finalize all the outstanding cases of integrity that were presented to the National Executive Committee. The integrity is part and parcel of the renewal agenda of the ANC. Gone are the days where the ANC will be complicit, ambiguous about the fight against corruption. Today, many of our comrades who face challenges against the law in terms of corruption and all of that, whenever they are arrested, they are required by the ANC to step aside. Renewal is painful like that. Even the people you know as your comrades, as your friends, as people that you love. But once you step on the wrong direction, of which you are required by the law of the Republic to stand in courts and prove your innocence, the ANC says those comrades must be given an opportunity to go in the courts and clear their names if possible. Gone are the days when ANC members will wear T-shirts to support comrades who are faced with corruption charges. Umbutho wesizwe we-ANC, umbutho wabantu, ke lekgotla la setjhaba. So comrades, ixesha lokuthi kukwazenzele kwa ANC liphelile ke ngoku. The second item the NEC will deal with is a diagnostic overview of the state of organization. We went to an election. In the election, we said we suffered a strategic setback. For the first time, the ANC dropped below 50%. We will examine the state of organization. That's the beginning of an era. We know, comrades, we did not do well in the election. And many of our volunteers and comrades fought and participated in the election and campaigned very hard for the ANC to retain power overwhelmingly. And we failed, comrades. Among others, the state of organization of the ANC leave much to be desired. We are not at the level we are supposed to be as the ANC. The National Executive Committee will take stock of this state of organization and will also answer that question without just examining desktop analysis, diagnostic report. but we'll also say what needs to be done about the state of organization. Now, what needs to be done is to rebuild the ANC, and that's what we're going to do. So, that National Executive Committee, when we rise on Monday, we will launch what is called the foundational course on political education. Going back to the basics, Political Education Department has finalized this syllabus. Umama Ilva was talking about elements of it in terms of renewal. We are now all going to go through political education, foundational. We must not assume that we all understand where we are going. We must undergo the program of political education. As we rebuild the ANC in a massive way and recruitment drive, it will be accompanied by a program of qualitative development of the cadreship. We organize thousands and thousands of members, but amongst them, we know very few will lead and understand the pathway of the liberation struggle. So we'll be taught a whole lot of things. The history of the national democratic struggle. Omamu Sisulu, indlela ababeyihamba. What did it entail and what does it mean? And even today, for me and you, who are at the helm of leading the African National Congress. So this NEC meeting is a special action-oriented meeting of the ANC this coming weekend. Very important, comrades, that we understand where we are going and what needs to be done. We assist with these matters, including rebuilding the ANC here in Gauteng. And I've seen that our visit to Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal and other provinces have been left for misinterpretation and lies and distortions. When we visit Gauteng to strengthen the organization. We don't visit structures because we want to disband. We only disband informed by justifiable circumstances, organizationally and politically, that we decide that a structure must be disbanded. We were not elected to disband structures at random. Now, leadership reflect. We're still going to come back, Comrade Panyaza, to Gauteng. After the NEC, sit down with you and tell you your weaknesses and tell you your strength and work with you as a province to build a strong African National Congress here in Gauteng. Sikwazi uphatha maqabani singancazelani. Okwangoku siyancazelana siyacenga. You know, there are comrades who speak like as if we won. We didn't win. We lost, actually. Here in Gauteng, we are at 35%. Ngoku sifuna uphatha singacengi mntu. Siphathe sisodwa. Sikwazi ukukhulula abantu bakuthi. Idabi lesizwe, i-National Democratic Revolution, isengcephekweni. It's in a precarious position. Apho ke sizawukwazi ukukhokhela sisiya phambili uguqula impilo zabantu bakuthi sizenze ngcono ngaphandle koncazelana. Sihamba sicenga sifuna abantu. Ndiyawazibona lamaqembu sinawo nakwi-GNU. Xa ubajonga bonke bayafana ababantu. Akho mntu ubhetele ugqitha omnye. Into enye le. I-ANC into efuneka ibe yiyo kuphatha. Ukwazi iphathe ngokukhululeka. Sikwazi uqhuba idabi lenkululeko yabantu baseMzantsi Afrika. We must govern, comrades, and lead. And we have made an analysis why we are in this position. And that's why we are not arrogant. We have admitted to our mistakes, and we know what are those mistakes. We have admitted that it is important to deepen transformation in our country, which is an irreversible position of the ANC. Even in this GNU, the ANC leads as a majority party. The National Democratic Revolution in this GNU will be defended and will be led, and redress will be key in relation to what we seek to do. Comrades, by so doing, we are certain that we will have honored the memory and legacy of the giants of our struggle. Heroines such as Mama Sisulu, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, Charlotte Maxeke, Ruth First, Adelaide Tambo, and many other pioneering revolutionaries. Their sacrifices laid a solid foundation for the freedom we enjoy today. We are here today, comrades, because we are eternally grateful for the freedom you have fought and the price you paid so we can live in a free democratic society. We are here today because young women and young men must know that they are free today because you gallantly fought for their freedom. We are here today because we seek to infuse your spirit of selfless struggle to the current youthful generation so that it must consider their own freedom as indivisible to the freedom of others. So that the current youthful generation should consider their freedom too. So that the youth of today may consider their freedom. So that the youth of today may recognize the injustice meted against any people anywhere in the world as being meted against their very own. We are here today because we seek to recommit ourselves to the humane world that you fought for, and that injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. We are here because, like you, Mama Sisulu, and your generation, we too dare not to claim that we are as human as any other, and that racism and sexism and any form of discrimination has no place in our beautiful land. We are here because we will never forget our history, and that we'll continue to fight for equal opportunities for all. We are here today, comrades, to derive inspiration so that we regain our majority leadership of government, so that we can continue on the historic mission and developmental trajectory that you set for us. We are here because we believe our future lies in our hands and that unity remains the indispensable DNA of the African National Congress. Like they said in the UDF, united we stand, divided we fall. Unity to us is sacrosanct. It is important to guard this unity jealously, but unity is unity of purpose, is unity based on the program of action. If there is no program of action and there is no work that is being done in our branches and our organization, we then become idle minds which breed evil ideas. But if we work very hard, siyasebenza makhosikazi, niyasebenza, anidumi nje nisiye eParliament. Funeka niphathe ngoba amakhosikazi aduma esiye emsebenzini. And nina, you are the backbone of the ANC. Ungaya nasemasebeni, uye nakuma volunteer, ngobana bakhonkela lama volunteer. Makungabi lula ke xa sifaka abafazi esihlalweni basuke lula. Nani bafazi ningabakhusela abanye abafazi. Ngoba nigcina senihamba nomoya. Niyeka abafazi bagxothwe esihlalweni. Akukho lula for omama uphatha kweli lizwe. Ngenye imini sifuna omama bangobe ngo-national chairperson. Xa kusuka utata uGwede, anditsho ukuthi uzawusuka. Usezawuphatha uyambona nawe. Ngenye imini omama nabo baphathe apha embuthweni. Anikhaphanga thina apha. Nize nizophatha nani. Bathi ke maqabane njengomama uSisulu basikhokhele bari ka Sesotho mangwana o tshwara thipa ka bohale ufasa tharika lefela wathinta abafazi wathinta imbokodo uzakufa finish and klar. Ngomama ngo-1952 abasikhokhele ebunzimeni bangena ePitoli. Waphuma uFoster ngefestile wabaleka ekhutshwa ngomama. Namhlanje makube njalo maqabane. Sithi xa sikhumbula eliqhawekazi eligorha sazi ukuthi lenkululeko sayifumana ngenxa yokuthi omama bayikhokhela behamba ngaphambili. Once more, comrades, we thank the Sisulu family for allowing us to honor the mother of the nation here today. Namhlanje there will be a memorial lecture this evening at Orlando Hall, and we thank the family for allowing us to be here at the graveside and to remember Umamu Sisulu and celebrate, remember her today in the graveside. Nani maqabane sizokhumbula elgorha kazi ukuthi le mini yanamhlanje ye 21 zika October mayingagqithi nje ingathi akwenzakalanga nto. Masilkhumbule elisuku. This coming weekend we will be remembering Oliver Tambo. So this is the month of heroes in the calendar of our struggle. Diabulela ngalo mazwi on behalf of the National Executive Committee, the officials and everyone, ngokuthi nisinikeze lithuba sizobeka lamazwi apha phambi kwenu. Enkosi ndiyabulela. Amandla. Matla. Thank you.
Viva Secretary General, viva. Happy birthday, Albertina Sisulu, happy birthday. Long live the fighting spirit of Albertina Sisulu. Long live. Comrades, we have been joined by the other members of the family. Here, Untombe Kaya, who is here with us. Comrade Elioti, Comrade Usipo, Comrade Uvusi, Comrade Unkuli, the baby, who is also here with us. We wish to welcome all of you as we celebrate the birth of Mama Albertina Nontsikelelo Sisulu.